Ben Askren joins us now on the hotline. Ben, how are you?
I'm doing great today. I'm on fire. I'm ready to rumble. Just ask me who wants to get beat up.
Oh, man, you have been on fire this week. Is this the happiest you've been in your MMA career?
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? I always felt a little guilty when I was calling these dudes out because I couldn't really go beat them up. And now I can beat them all up. So it's like a kid in a candy store, Luke. It's like, man, I can't make a bad choice here. I could beat up dumb Colby. I said, Diaz put the pipe down. I could beat them up. I could beat up Darren Till because he's annoying as shit and he was undefeated. And I didn't like that. Man, there's so many good choices for me right now.
All right, let's back up a step, man. From your vantage point and the way you experienced it, how did this deal get made?
It was, for me, it was I didn't do nothing. It was simple. They told me it took 20 minutes to happen, and I said, make it happen. And that was it. They made it happen.
Now, when you say they, who is they?
One championship, Satri City of Dawn.
All right, so they came to you and they said, hey, we got this idea. We want to swap you out for Demetrious.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Yep. A while. I mean, we're pretty close. I talk with him fairly frequently. He knew there were certain guys that I wanted to fight. And he always said, let's make everything a win-win, right? And so that way, we were kind of always looking for a win-win type of situation. And this one was perfect. Literally everybody won. Every party won. The UFC got a star, won championship, got the greatest mixed martial arts ever. And I got to go fight the guys I wanted to, and Demetrius got to go where he wanted to go. So everybody won. This is a fantastic deal for all parties, and really brought some serious star power to the UFC.
Now, is it true you signed with First Round Management this past week as well?
No, that's not true.
Oh.
I like Malky. Malky was very instrumental. I hope he gets credit where credit's due because he was instrumental in making this trade happen. And this is a first. I mean, when they called me and they said this, can that really happen? Can we actually do that? Like, is that legal? And so I mean, this is something that no one saw this coming. And if they said this coming, they're lying. They didn't see this coming. And so he should get credit where credit's due is that he was very instrumental in this process. But I was already represented, and I chose to stick with my current representation.
Man, you must have been over the moon. Were you, how shocked were you when they came to you with this? You must have thought this was a joke or something.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, can we really do that? Is that really? Are we serious? And then even when they said, I'm like, that ain't going to happen. That's crazy. And then it happened.
All right, so have you talked with the UFC at all? Like any of the matchmakers, any of the reps, about what's next for you?
I've talked to Hunter Campbell, who is very high up at UFC, and our plan is for me to, I'm going to head out to New York City this weekend and hopefully finalize everything, and then, hopefully pick out an opponent. It's like they're going to line them all for me, and I'm going to say, you. And I think every single welterweight on Twitter is hoping I don't point at them because now one of them's getting lippy with me.
Okay, so this is crazy. Now, Dana White famously had issues with you, right? You told Joe Rogan and many others that he was the one who kept you out. Why do you think he ultimately changed his mind?
I have no idea. And, I've worked exclusively with Hunter so far. So I don't even know what Dana thinks about this. Dana might be saying, Hunter, what are you doing? I hate that guy. I literally have no idea what Dana thinks about this. I have not heard an interview. I've not seen him tweet. I've not seen anything.
Man, so are you going to talk to him in New York?
I would hope so. Well, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah. But when you come to New York, what I'm asking is, are you scheduled to meet with Dana?
Oh, yeah. I'm scheduled. I'm scheduled to meet with Hunter. I guess I am assuming that Dana will be there. I cannot confirm nor deny that. Me and Daniel Cormier are really close from the Olympic team in 2008. And so, I'll probably be spending some time with him as well. So I'm sure by chance or on purpose, it will happen one way or the other.
Man, this is a crazy turn of events, I talked to you when you were deciding to hang him up, and here you are today. What does this mean, you think, for your MMA career? What kind of opportunity now is in front of you in terms of how to define a legacy.
Well, this is it for me. The thing that I think was, number one, hard for me, and then number two, is the thing that interests so many people and why my situation was so unsettling, right? Is that we didn't know. We don't know if I'm as good as I say I am. Nobody knows, right? We haven't seen it. And everyone wants a finality. Everyone wants closure. And we didn't have closure on this. And now we're going to get closure. And for me, I didn't want to protect my record. I don't give a damn about my record. I want to go fight the best guys in the world and show people I'm the best. And, hey, if something doesn't go my way, I don't think that's going to happen. That is a possibility. I realize that. That's part of competition. And that's what happens. But we're going to get some finality. We're going to get some closure. And we're going to see what's going down.
I made it very clear, public on the record, I'm a very big fan of this trade, but there has been some criticism of it. A lot of folks don't understand.
What's there to criticize? Everybody won.
So folks are saying, let me give you the critical version of this.
Go.
It's that, hey, Ben is unproven. I would argue he never had a chance against the very best, but okay, it's a different story. Never been proven. Demetrius is, as you noted, one of the best ever, and they might get rid of flyweight. Why is this an even trade?
Well, I think that's pretty simple to answer, Luke. Number one, Demetrius never liked promotion, never liked talking trash, right? And the UFC, that's how the UFC sells their fights, right? Although most of their fighters can't talk trash worth a damn. They're just going to say, ooh, I'm really tough. I'm not scared of him. I'm going to go punch him in his face. I punch so hard. Right? It's very elementary, rudimentary, very simpleton talking. But nevertheless, that's what the UFC wants. The UFC wants these guys to talk trash. Demetrius never wanted to do that. And in Asia, that's just not how it goes down. Like, I really had to tone down my rhetoric because it wasn't welcome there. You know, people reacted very poorly to it. And so Demetrius gets to go and do what he wants to do. I get to come and do what I want to do, fight the guys who are ranked above me. The UFC gets a star. I mean, a legitimate star. And, you know, and Demetrius, he kind of doesn't beat around the bush. He says, you know, I was there to fight. I wasn't there to sell pay-per-views or talk trash. And so he wasn't a huge seller, where I think I will be. And one championship gets one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. So literally everybody won in this trade. And there's probably a lot of bitter naysayers, but that's all they are. If we're all four of us, all four players saying we're great with this, then get the hell out of our way and let's do what we want.
You know, very quickly, you mentioned how it sounds like what you're saying is Demetrius Johnson's probably going to be a really good fit in ONE. Do you think that's like that's the best place for him? You think?
That's where he wants to go. Here's what I'm saying: that's where he wants to go. He's already done a few. I've already seen a few of his interviews. He's really, really happy with how it went down. He's really, really happy with what's going on. And so, yeah, that's where he wants to be right now. And I think he's happy that he doesn't do the trash talking that people want him to do. He doesn't have to do that aspect of it. And so, yeah, if he's happy with it, how can anyone else not be happy? He's saying it's what he wants. Like, shut up, get out of his way.
Yeah, that's the point I've been making as well. It's like Demetrius is capable of making his own choices. If they're the ones that engineered this, I'm struggling to understand what the problem is.
Yes, I agree. I don't know. Some people got issues with everything.
Ben, you're 34 years old, and this is a golden opportunity. It came a little bit later than I'm sure you ever expected, but here it is. But the point I've made is you're undefeated. You haven't taken hardly any damage. How do you feel physically, and how much longer do you think you can do this?
I'm not sure on that. When I retired for real. That was no joke. I took 9 months off. I didn't get a skill in 9 months. And I wanted to do something for myself to stay in shape, to stay competitive. And so I'm actually going to wrestle in a wrestling tournament in December. And so on September 1st, I got on the scale. I started dieting, bringing my weight down. I'm feeling really good. I'm already in really, really, really good shape. Obviously, I'm not doing the striking or the jiu-jitsu because I was planning on just wrestling. But my shape is getting really good. My weight is coming down very well. And I don't drink. I don't smoke. I've never sustained a major injury. I haven't got hit in the head a lot. Like, I'm about as healthy as you could be for someone who fought professional mixed martial arts and wrestled for the last 30 years.
Now, you plan on staying with Duke Roufus. Is that right?
You know what? I didn't train there the last little bit of my career. Kind of, I have a lot of my own stuff going on in my life with my wrestling academies and other stuff. And so I would bring people to me, and I will probably do something similar to that moving forward.
I see.
And it might include Duke. I mean, Duke's a great coach at what he does. And, obviously I work with him when we both help Tyron. So it's not like there's ill will there. And I could definitely pursue a scenario where my training includes Duke for sure.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Speaking of which, Tyron Woodley is currently the champion. Now, I don't know who they're going to match you up against or how many fights they might win or you have to win to get a title shot. But I'm just sort of wondering, it's an inevitable question, Ben, you have to imagine. What is...
No, me and Tyron are fighting. It's simple.
You would fight each other?
No, we are not fighting each other.
Oh, never. It would never happen.
We are not fighting, no.
All right. So you're happy just to fight the best and keep doing it as long as he remains champion because that would be enough validation.
I think there's a lot of scenarios in which I get to prove how good I am, and we don't fight. They could create the 165, 175. I think that's a possibility that it's almost like the UFC is pushing back a little bit, despite how much all the fighters realize it would be beneficial to us. I think it was up to the fighters to probably create that division of muscle, right? And women's 135, they refused. I mean, Dana White said, we'll never have women fighting the UFC. And then they came upon a star named Ronda Rousey, and damn, they created the division. Well, maybe the same thing's happening here. Maybe they don't think Kevin Lee or Justin Poirier is a big enough star. Sure, they're great fighters, but maybe they're waiting for Funky Ben to come and get down. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Maybe they realize they got a star in making, and they want to put a strap on him. How are we going to do that? And I think that'd be a great way to get it done. I think from a business aspect, I think 65 seconds out of 85 is a great idea. And Tyron has disclosed to me before that there's a possibility he might move up. So that's something that we've talked about even before this deal was made. I don't really know what his time frame on that is or anything, but he says there's a possibility in the future.
Now, you can make 165 no problem?
Yeah. I mean, well, I'd have to do some work to get there, but I made 163 for the Olympics and all the trials and all the other tournaments and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I've been down there. I know what that feels like. I don't really love it, and it's a lifestyle change for me, but I can definitely do it.
By the way, real quickly, I want to play a word association game with you. We'll do that in just a minute. But your very quick reaction to the World Championships recently, you got to be on cloud nine with how well USA Men's Freestyle Wrestling is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I got my own wrestling podcast called the Rudest Wrestling Podcast. And so now we had 3 episodes dedicated to the World Championships. So I got to talk all about it. I love it. I followed it very closely this year. America did great. We came home with 3 gold medals, 7 total medals. We did lose to Russia in the point totals, but it was a very closely contested race. So yeah, we're very happy with how that went down.
By the way, what went wrong with Kyle Snyder in that Sajulayev?
It was just one move. He got caught. The move. We call it in Wisconsin. We call it the chest crusher. It's like a JV move. Like if one of my kids in my academy came and said, "Hey Ben, I learned this great new move. It's called the chest crusher." I would literally say, "Don't bother. That move sucks." I mean, and Kyle Snyder admitted as much. And I think it was one of those things that it was surprise, right? Kyle Snyder didn't foresee a scenario when freaking Abdul Rashid Sajulayev was going to try a chest crusher, and he did. So. I think that's what it comes down to. Obviously, I don't think that result will happen similarly in the future. And, I'm already looking forward to those guys matching up in 2019.
All right. I'm going to read you. I'm going to say some names. I want you to say the first thing that comes to your head when I say their names, okay?
Yeah, this game always gets me in trouble, but sure, why not?
Geez, Ben, you've been causing trouble the last week, man. I doubt.
That's why I said, why not? Why not?
All right. Number 1, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Amazing grappler, who I will beat up.
George St. Pierre.
Legend of the sport, who I will also beat up.
Colby Covington.
Total jabroni, rip-off version of me in every single way.
Now, let me ask you about that very quickly. Like, you guys are both politically aligned. You both have wrestling backgrounds. What is your objection to him?
My objection is he's a moron. His lines are written for him. His wrestling sucks. And he's appealing to the lowest common denominator of MMA fans by the people who are writing his lines are realizing like the stupid shit people will react to, and then he's saying it. And there's just a much more eloquent way to say things. And it's like, if you're so dumb and so desperate that you got to play the Donald Trump card, to get people interested in it, because that does get people interested in 2018. Because if you look at any news source, that like everything revolves around what Donald Trump's doing, right? So I think he's playing the lowest common denominator. I think his wrestling sucks. I think his fighting is not very good. And I just generally don't like the guy. I think he's a moron.
All right, Darren Till.
He's a young punk, total young punk. I will whip his ass.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
I will make him humble.
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Oh, I like him. I don't know. I got nothing against him. I like him a lot.
All right, Stephen Thompson.
I got nothing against him except karate's not going to work against me. It's that simple. Try that shit. I'm going to throw you on your back and punch you in your face.
Robbie Lawler.
I don't know. I like him too.
Right.
Fan of him. Been watching him since forever. He's lost a few fights lately. Looks like he's lost a step. That's it. I got no ill will.
Just a few more of these. Demi and Maya.
Great grappler, but obviously in his last, he's lost 3 or 4 in a row. He's kind of been exposed, and he's getting older, so maybe he's just losing the fire in his belly. But yeah, he had a damn great run there. And now I don't. Maybe I could be wrong, but I think he's lost like 3 in a row.
2 more. Kamaru Usman.
I like him. I knew him when he was Marty Usman. I believe that's the same person. When he was wrestling for UNK. I got to be honest. I haven't seen him fight. But I hear he's pretty good. So I don't know. I got nothing for him or against him.
Last thing, Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, he's a bum. I mean, listen, I train with. This is the thing about these idiots, Luke. I trained with Jorge Masvidal when I've been training MMA for 2.5 months in Coconut Creek, Florida, in like December 2008. I was beating him up then. Look, I was doing MMA for 2.5 months, and he was no problem for me. Like, give me a break, dude. And that's why he's on here talking on Twitter like, listen, you sucked. Compared to me, you sucked when I've been doing it for 2.5 months. Like, imagine what would happen now. I'm going to take you down. You're going to act tough. You're going to talk all crazy. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to punch you in the face repeatedly, and the rest is going to stop it. It's that simple.
Ben, you got a big task ahead, but I know you're up for the challenge. We really appreciate
I love the challenge.
Hey, man, we really appreciate your time, and congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing what you make of this opportunity. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. See ya.